Dear President Madame Rajavi, dear friends of the Iranian resistance led by the President-elect Mariam Rajavi, I want to be with all of you today with a few words which once again would like to express my unwavering support to a 10-point plan for the future of Iran. The Iranian people deserve democratic institutions led by great political and moral figures. Madame Rajavi, in particular, figures that have nothing either to do with this theocratic and dictatorial regime, nor with any other past experience of dictatorship, repression, torture, and murder. I also wish to convey my deepest admiration for all the Mujahideen of Iran and their supporters who risked their lives for freedom. And in particular, I want to pay today my warmest respect to an extraordinary friend of us all, to my great friend, to brotherly friend, Honorable Alejo Villas-Quadras, former Vice President of the European Parliament and founder of International Committee in Search of Justice. A truly outstanding personality, fantastic personality, a fantastic person. A person who has been risking his life with the same great courage, huge dedication and commitment as many Mujahideen freedom fighters have been doing for all over their life, while risking and being even killed for their cause, as they are still doing. They're freedom fighters who are don't stop in front of any risk and any challenge, as Alejo Villas-Quadras has been doing all along his life. Thank you, Alejo. Thank you for being an example to all of us. I want to stress the importance of supporting initiatives in all relevant international fora. I fully share and support the position taken by the European Parliament of last April 24th, when it urged the European institution to add the IRGC to the EU list of terrorist organizations and stressed that this decision is long overdue. The European Parliament resolution highlights the fact that there have been dozens of IRGC assassinations and attempts on European soil in the past few years, and therefore the European Parliament called for measures to prevent any harassment or intimidation of the Iranian diaspora and the European Union. Other parliaments have adopted significant measures in order not to only contain but also to refuse the nefarious activities of terrorism and aggression against the Iranian people and against other nations carried out by the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps. The most important pillar for the Iranian state is the IRGC, and it is not only through its military apparatus, but also through its political, financial, military, technological ramification which stifle the whole Iranian society and regional stability and prosperity. The continuing flare-up of Hezbollah attacks makes it even more urgent and even more evident that the adoption of sanctions is needed today to effectively counter the IRGC activities. All Iran proxies must be stopped and must be blocked through these measures which should affect the IRGC activities. And the proxies we know very well. They are Hezbollah, Kataib Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, which benefit of the support, finances, direction, commander, training by IRGC from Tehran or in the different places where these commands are deployed. These proxies, they must no longer be only the tools, as the IRGC cannot be any longer be the tools of intimidation. They must no longer act with impunity against the people in the Middle East and against Western democracies. But sadly, Iran seems to enjoy a sort of immunity, also thanks to the hostage diplomacy, which is a huge scandal, a hostage diplomacy that the Iranian regime makes extensive use of in order to blackmail Western countries and citizens. The international community has not learned much, has not learned enough from the prison exchange between a Belgian citizen diplomatic terrorist, Absadollah Sadi, who returned home as a national hero despite being convicted in 2018 by a court in Antwerp. What happened over the last few weeks, unfortunately, with two more prisoners swapped in France and especially Sweden, has been another blow, big blow to international justice. The well-established Iranian strategy of kidnapping Western hostages has to be met with decisiveness, not with appeasement. We, friends of the Iranian resistance, the goodwill people who are keen of having and promoting, sustaining security and stability in Middle East and beyond, we will not give up our call on the European Union and each member state of the Union to include the IRGC in its entirety, to include it finally into the EU list of persons, groups and entities involved in terrorist acts and subject to restrictive measures. The European institutions and national authorities need also to strengthen the measures to prevent and counter Iranian terrorist activities carried out through criminal Iranian proxies and agents. Because the terrorist state of Iran is not only involved, it is also the main player, the main criminal player in both bloody and violent wars for aggression against Europe and against countries in Middle East. This enormous tragedy must end. That can happen only if Iran, as every other aggressor and their associates, is defeated. The terrorist state of Iran, governed by the mullahs, must be removed. Their demise will be a victory for the Iranian peace-loving people who share the commitment of the democratic nations fighting against the aggressor. And this is my wish to all of you, to all of us, Madame Rajavi, today. Thank you very much.